I love protein powder. I consume it every single day, but I know that a lot of you don't feel the same way. I get comments a lot of people asking me for high protein breakfast without protein powder, or maybe you do like protein powder, but you just want some options because you don't want to be consuming it with every single meal. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and today we're going to be walking through 5 high protein, low calorie breakfast recipes that don't contain protein powder. They're all absolutely delicious and contain between 30 to 45 grams of protein. So let's get started, shall we? So first off, we're going to start off with this beautiful strawberry protein shake. And by beautiful, I mean nice and pink and bright. I absolutely love the color pink. This is so easy to make, especially if you have a really good blender like this Zwilling blender I'm using. This video is not sponsored, but I have been doing some sponsor posts for them on Instagram and TikTok recently. So I personally use frozen fruit. You don't necessarily have to, but I do find that it helps with the consistency. I also added a bit of strawberry Jell-O powder in there. This just enhances the flavor and the color, but honestly, if you don't have it, you can omit it. That's totally fine. See, when I had a crappy blender, this would take so long to blend and there would be like chunks and I would have to like fiddle around with it in order for it to work, but it looks so good and creamy and smooth and it's so easy to make. This is great for those of you who like to eat breakfast on the go. You could take this like on the train with you. Maybe if you're driving, you could drink this in the other hand, or if you're like me, just working from home, you can pour it into a cute glass like this. This has 33 grams of protein and it's sure to keep you full until lunch. And it's so versatile. It can be made in so many different ways with like different fruits. This is proof that you don't need protein powder to make a protein shake, and you don't have to stick to those like boring protein shakes with just like a scoop of protein and water. So next up, we've got the sister recipe of the one that I just showed. This is another protein shake without protein powder, but chocolate banana version. So I use frozen bananas here, and then you could either use Biscoff or peanut butter for the spread, and I use Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. You could also use Swerve or whatever other 0-calorie sweetener you have on hand. Depending on your preferences too, you could add more or less sweetener. If you're the type of person that doesn't like a little bit of a Greek yogurt taste, and I'd recommend just adding a bit more sweetener than normal. Make sure to blend your smoothie until it is fully smooth and blended and there's no like unwanted chunks or specks of anything else in there. Also, this has 33 grams of protein and a little over 300 calories, but if you aren't cutting or you want to add something more fun to the shake, you could even add some like Oreos or a bit of chocolate. That makes it more of like a dessert slash milkshake kind of vibe. By the way, these shakes keep pretty well in the fridge, so if you want to make it like the night before and then just grab it the next day, that's totally fine. You don't need to make it the day of. I just got back from the gym, so this cold smoothie really hits the spot. Next up, we're putting my blender to good use again, except we're not making a shake this time. We're making chocolate chip pancakes, again with no protein powder and over 40 grams of protein. Key ingredients here to keep this high in protein are the eggs and the cottage cheese, but don't worry, you can't taste the cottage cheese. I know a lot of people ask me that. I've also had people use Greek yogurt instead of the cottage cheese in pancake recipes similar to this one, and they turn out just fine. Now, I will say with the batter, one thing I probably should have done differently is not put the oat flour as the first ingredient because it's a little bit harder to blend even with this like powerful, super amazing blender. So yeah, maybe put like layer out the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients and it'll blend a little bit better and just be a little bit more smooth. I personally blended up the oats first to make the oat flour as opposed to just putting the quick oats in because again, it just blends a lot better. And yeah, I never buy oat flour on its own. I just blend up quick oats because you just want to buy one ingredient. It's way easier. Put the pancakes on low to medium heat. Don't put the heat too high, otherwise they're going to burn. Couple tips here: when the batter is bubbling like that, that means that it's getting close to done to flip. And if you want to test if it's good to flip, just put your spatula kind of like around the edges like I'm showing here. And then if you notice the batter is still kind of wet, then it's not time to flip it yet. Okay, now it's time to flip, and just make sure to do that carefully. I was kind of crashing out here. I was like, oh my god, it needs to flip perfectly. Also, this is gonna sound crazy because like I feel like a lot of people don't do this because they're not stupid like me, but don't press down on the pancake. Let it rise like it's doing here because we want it to be nice and fluffy. The stack is so perfect. I like to make my pancakes that size, kind of like medium or on the small side, so you could have a nice tall stack like that. And I like to top mine with light whipped cream. And if you're feeling a little crazy, some melted Nutella. Obviously, this adds more calories, but I just kind of did it for show and just for a nice little treat. But yeah, absolutely delicious and decadent breakfast. Next up, we've got cinnamon swirl French toast. Guys, this recipe is so aesthetically pleasing and delicious. So I know in the past, some of my French toast recipes I've used like 2 slices of bread and a couple eggs. We're gonna make this one a bit heartier, higher in protein, but honestly still so simple. So adding the eggs, egg whites, brown monk fruit sweetener, and cinnamon, and then just whisk it all up. Make sure it's nice and smooth, and make sure to put it in like a shallow bowl because we're going to be dunking the bread in after. After you made that mixture, you're actually going to make the sugary mixture. So you're going to mix monk fruit sweetener and then cinnamon, and then just put that on the side. So we're going to have those 2 bowls because we're going to be coating it in that after. So for now, we're just going to make our dunking station. So look at this cinnamon swirl bread, guys. What I will say is that you don't necessarily need the cinnamon swirl bread. My grocery store just had it, but honestly, it makes a big difference. So you're going to dunk the pieces on either side. Make sure to not over dunk it because then the bread might get soggy and like fall apart. But yeah, make sure to try and make it even with the 3 slices. And then if you have a bit left over at the end, that's fine because we're just going to pour it on top. One of my pieces actually ripped a little bit, but that's totally fine. We make do. So yeah, see now, once we've dunked the 3 pieces, we have a bit of leftover left. So we're going to kind of just drizzle that all over. But again, make sure not to make the bread too soggy. And now we're going to prepare the pan. Again, we're putting our French toast on low to medium heat. We're not overdoing it and burning it like I used to do in some of the recipes on this channel. I don't know why you guys didn't call me out. So now we're going to be dunking it in the cinnamon sugar, except that cinnamon sugar is 0 calories because the monk fruit sweetener. So if you want, you can actually add a little bit of cooking spray onto the piece of bread just so the cinnamon sugar sticks onto the bread easily. But yeah, you just want to make sure the coating is as even as possible there, and then just kind of stick it and flip it around until it's coated. This looks so delicious and decadent, even though it's so macro friendly. You could just leave it right there if you want, or you can top it with some sugar-free maple syrup if you want it to be even more decadent and sweet. I use the Edie Smith brand. This one is pretty low in calories. Just look at that. It reminds me of like cinnamon toast crunch, like French toast but cinnamon toast crunch flavored. Look at those layers. It just looks so aesthetically pleasing and delicious. The cinnamon bread makes a huge difference. And lastly, guys, we're getting a serving of vegetables in with these carrot cake pancakes. So I like to actually blend the carrots in the blender first because I'm not grating them with a cheese grater. It's going to take forever, and my grocery store doesn't sell them pre-grated. Then yeah, you're just going to add the rest of the ingredients in there into my powerful whirling blender or whatever blender you have on hand. These waffles turn out a nice bright orange color, which I absolutely love. Of course, for carrot cake, we're going to add all our spices. So cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg. And then we got our mixture here, and we make sure it's blended up nice and smooth. Make sure there's no unwanted chunks there. It's already looking delicious. So guys, if you don't have a waffle maker, that's totally fine. You could just make these into pancakes. Buy this mini waffle maker from PE Science, which I've only used like a handful of times, to be honest, but I should really use it more. Make sure to not overfill the waffle maker, and then just check kind of throughout. Mine has a light that turns on to show that it's done, but I feel like sometimes it lies. And then for our frosting, we're going to mix Lakanto monk fruit sweetener, so like 0 calorie powdered sugar and light cream cheese. I use an electric mixer thing because it just blends it a lot better. And then you might have to add like a little teaspoon of water to make it more viscous. But if you don't have one of those, that's totally fine. You can just warm up the cream cheese and use like a fork or a whisk. Honestly, it could have been a little bit more viscous. I could have added like a little bit more water, but that's so good. And of course, depending on your goals or if you're a frosting person or not, you could just eat these waffles without the cream cheese frosting. That's totally fine. Or you could add different toppings. Look at how bright and orange they are, and look at how fluffy this stack is. They're just so good. The mini waffle maker is key because you got to get that like tall stack. Again, this is way easier with a powerful blender like Zwilling. I feel like if I didn't have my blender, I wouldn't have been able to make this recipe, or it just would have been way more of a struggle. Look at that inside, so fluffy. This is perfect for like a weekend breakfast. Obviously, you can make it during the week too, but I feel like waffles just scream like weekend breakfast, sitting on the couch with my weighted blanket. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you're looking for more recipes without protein powder, so I'll link another video on the screen that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel, and I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.